What's up guys, I am Gabriel here, and in this video you're gonna watch part 2 on the best and worst expressways in the state of Florida. Without further ado, let's go and roll the intro, shall we? So if you have not watched the previous video, please consider watching it. I will have a link in the description and on the cards if you have not done so already. And I'm also going to consider keep uploading more YouTube shorts because it does help improve this channel and it does help grow the channel much. So guys, if you do have a chance, please, I beg you, subscribe to the channel, and so you can tell the YouTube algorithm that you basically want this video to be pushed to everyone across the globe. So please, if you can, subscribe to the channel and hit your notifications if you haven't done so already. So without further ado, I'm going to start right now. So the best expressways to probably learn on, I'm gonna put an interstate highway in this video, and this is only for those who are confident enough. This is an expressway that runs from the state of Florida all the way to Michigan. Well, it's basically an interstate highway, so a freeway pretty much. And then there's a toll in certain portions of the interstate. That one is called Interstate 75. Very scenic, very beautiful, but it gets very busy once you get to the west part of Florida, which is the backbone of it. So let's look at I-75. So it's a very, as you can see, it gets very busy sometimes, but once you get used to driving on regular highways or regular freeways, and you're more confident, you can take it up a notch and take 75 north. As you can see, it starts as a 8-lane highway, 8-lane freeway. I don't know why I keep using the word highway and freeway interchangeably, but it's an 8-lane road, meaning 4 lanes in each direction as it starts. And it goes westward over here, and then it curves to the right over here, and will curve over here. Then it's going to basically continue northbound to the Broward County line. And then this little thing, or the express lanes, which has been added since 2018. These managed lanes will connect the Miami-Dade County, which is the express lanes in the Palmetto, all the way when you reach to Interstate 595, which is an auxiliary route and a spur route that connects the Alligator Alley I-75, which we're going to get to in a second. This 20-mile stretch of express lanes, it will reverse. So depending on the time of day, these roads will tend to reverse in the direction. So basically, this express lane over here, as you see right now, depending on the time of day, these will reverse. And it varies. So this is the express lanes of I-75, which I have discussed that already. And as soon as you are about to go to 595, which is an auxiliary route of I-95, which also connects I-75 to the Sawgrass Expressway interchange, which is a stack interchange. This is a reversible lane that you get into, and depending on the time of day, this will either go eastbound or westbound I-595, so it depends on the time of day. So for example, if it's on weekends, this ramp that you see is going to go eastbound. So if you want to know more about it, I recommend checking on the website if you want to see where these lanes go, because this is a reversible express lane that will basically change depending on the time of the day. And then we got the Alligator Alley, which is not related to this video, but after it reaches the Okeechobee Road interchange, the US 27 interchange, it will basically, this will become a 6-lane road, and after it leaves that interchange, you will be on the Alligator Alley, and it will basically become a 4-lane road. Basically, you'll have 2 lanes in each of its directions, and you'll be going on the toll plaza, and there is a toll on the Alligator Alley, which is right over there, where it says Everglades Toll Plaza, right there. So that is the first expressway, which is basically an interstate highway that you can basically learn and put it on your list once you're very confident that you're not going to have an accident at all, whether you're on a car or a motorcycle, whichever vehicle you're operating. And try not to go on the Alligator Alley unless you're really confident that you're not going to have an accident. I-75 is really not as busy depending on the time of day. So, because every time I go on I-75 in my area, it is always going to be, basically, it's always going to be with not as much cars. And they decided to add tolled express lanes onto the interstate because they were concerned that traffic might be so bad. So they decided, you know what, we're going to add express lanes to it. Second on my list is going to be the turnpike. Now, I did cover that on my previous video, but we're talking about the turnpike that goes all the way from when you're connecting from Miramar, because the turnpike will see, this is the Homestead extension, and then it's going to go to this flyover ramp, and it's going to go on an interchange, and then it's going to basically go around there. This is the turnpike which connects the Broward County line from Miami-Dade County all the way when you get to Wildwood, Florida. Which basically, if you look over here, I'm gonna go. Let's see. See the turnpike will go all the way from Miami to Orlando, basically from Homestead to Orlando. This very long stretch of a road. It's gonna go there. And yes, Orlando is notorious for having tons of tolls, and after this last service plaza, the last truck stop, it then goes here. After this exit 304, the turnpike is going to become an interchange. It's gonna converge onto an interchange, which is going to join into I-75, which is the exit, and this is exit 328, which takes you to southbound turnpike, and then it's gonna resume to I-75 onto a diamond interchange, which is a service interchange, which basically it goes all the way to Wildwood, Florida. And then here is I-75, which connects all the way to Michigan, to the border of Canada. Now, this is what I-75 looks like in Wildwood, Florida. You can see, and I think I don't know if it's going to be with all these lanes over here, but you could say northbound I-75, and then you could see that signage over here. Turnpike connects southbound I-75 to go as far as in Orlando, Florida. And I think it's for what, and I think it's going to be and this continues as a, if I can get it to go southbound. let me put the satellite. I can put on satellite that can show you layers of it. But you can see this it's gonna go. See how many lanes there is. There's like throughout the rest of I-75 in Florida, there's always gonna be 3 lanes in each of its directions. So basically a 6-lane road. So goes around there and then it gonna continues all the way there. So I'm not gonna go through all the toll roads in Orlando because it's that's gonna be for another video. Because I'm only covering South Florida. So what else we can cover? Let's see. Now, those are all the best expressways I can think of for Southeast Florida, because there's really not that much I can cover for Southeast Florida. What about the worst expressways in Southeast Florida pertaining in Broward? Well, let's talk about the worst. And I have to include a toll road for this one. Worst is probably going to be Sawgrass Expressway. Especially if you're going to the Sawgrass interchange at the start. To start the Sawgrass Expressway, this is my opinion first of all. Basically, State Road 869 connects the Sawgrass interchange from I-75 to I-595. Then it's gonna, and once you get past over here, it shouldn't be an issue. But I still call it the worst because Sawgrass Expressway can get very hectic over time. Because this is like the backbone of North Central Broward County, as this is considered a toll road, and Sawgrass Expressway is maintained by the Turnpike. So shouldn't be as bad, not as worse as the other ones, but I still call it one of the worst because it does connect to I-95 as a regular main road. So when you go over here, because remember, once you get to the Fort Lauderdale area, I'm going to show you now. If I go here, at the end of Sawgrass Expressway, it becomes Southwest 10th Street, which connects to I-95 and becomes an interchange of I-95, which is one of the worst to drive on in Southeast Florida, if you don't know, which I'll get to there in a second. So this 21 mile tollway is worst on the beginning, but once you get past the Sawgrass interchange and past this area, it shouldn't be as bad because it's a tollway, but it shouldn't be as bad once you're confident enough. This is my opinion. So I'm gonna see, this is how the Sawgrass Expressway works. See, this is how it works. You will enter the toll as usual. The Sawgrass Expressway is one of the easiest way to get to Orlando. This is one of the ways you enter Orlando. The Sawgrass Expressway is, you normally take Sawgrass Expressway if you're coming from Pembroke Pines. You take 75 north, you get off at exit 19 for Sawgrass Expressway, and then it will converge here, and it's going to continue all the way here. On the first exit is Sunrise Boulevard, which is the first exit, which is a diamond interchange. And everything else after that exit, it will become a toll. So once you get past that Sunrise Boulevard exit over here, then you must pay a toll after that exit, and everything should be fine. So now, what about the worst of all? What about I-595? Much of the worst ones in Broward County or in Southeast Florida. So I-595 is an auxiliary route, like I said earlier in the video. It connects basically it will connect Southeast Florida from I-75 all the way when you get to the Fort Lauderdale Airport in Federal Highway. And yes, this is a very busy auxiliary interstate highway. As you can see, if you're very confident, you wouldn't have an accident. This is the most busiest of all time. And it does have a reversible express lane, which of course it's one of the nicest ones out there. They did open the express lane in 2014 or 15. So if we look at back here, 2007, you can see here that you don't see the express lanes being added. Those were under construction. Then in 2011, I think that's when they were adding the express lanes. So, and in 2015 is when they officially added the express lanes and the I-595. This is going back in the archives in Street View. So this is the express lanes that we're talking about here, and this is a whole construction over here. So let me see if it's added. So the express lanes over here, see this over here is this reversible lane I'm talking about. And this, in this reversible lane, well, basically it's going to, it can go eastbound someday and it goes westbound someday. That would depend on the time of day. And this express lane, it goes from the beginning of I-595 all the way when you go to the turnpike, and then it stops right there when it ends right there. So what is the absolute worst to drive in Southeast Florida Part 2? The worst is this I-95. And why am I including this? Well, because especially if you're in Miami-Dade and Broward County, and it's the worst in Southeast Florida. I-95 connects starts at the Rickenbacker Causeway, which is where Miami's Aquarium used to be, and as they already closed it. And then it'll go to the MacArthur Causeway, which is I-395. Then it's going to, then it goes all the way to the Golden Glades interchange where you can go on the turnpike. And I also believe they're adding a new freeway ramp over here. So that way things are easier now. So they're in the middle process of adding a ramp over here. So you can go to northbound I-95 without any hassle. So this interchange is currently under construction now, and it's gonna look nice when this construction is completed. Look how complex this interchange is. It's very complicated. It's very complex. And yeah, very complex interchanges you can see. And throughout Miami-Dade, it will go to Hollywood. This is one of the cities in South Broward County. And then it goes to Fort Lauderdale, and then it goes all the way till you get to Maine when you're about to cross to Canada. So it's a really busy interstate in the East Coast, and very busy all the time. That's why it's so bad, because the traffic on I-95 is super busy, especially if you go to New York City. Very busy interstate highway in its class. So and these express lanes go from the southbound. If this thing doesn't lock up or freeze on me, I would love to see. So these express lanes, these will go all the way, if you don't know, let me see how long the express lanes will go. See, they'll go all the way to Palm Beach County. So Interstate 95 has a really interesting express lane. They go all the way to Palm Beach County. So I hope that you find this interesting. These are the best and worst expressways and freeways in Southeast Florida throughout in the state of Florida. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, thumbs down, and Don't forget to like, comment, rate, and subscribe, and peace out.
When there's no exit, I'll kill when I'm desperate. This world ain't right, won't accept it. Negative energy, I expect it. Once it's in your mind, it's infectious. So fight for your life and reject it. You better give me space, I'm protective. My adrenaline spikes when I'm threatened. And if you stay in my way, I'm aggressive. Cause when there's no